Hello, my name is Mark Orr. I'm currently an undergrad student at Wayne State University, majoring in special education. In December, I will be graduating from Wayne State University with my Bachelor's of Science in Education degree with an emphasis in special education CI concentration. I have to say that this have been a very long journey getting to this point in my academic career. With all the ups and downs I went through from an academic standpoint, however, a quote I hold near and dear to my heart that helped me through the hard times academically is a quote by Ben Carson. Quote, success is determined not by whether or not you face obstacles, but by your reaction to them. And if you look at these obstacles as a containing fence, they become your excuse for failure. If you look at them as a hurdle, each one strengthens you for the next. This quote is near and dear to my heart because growing up, I had a specific learning disability in reading. And while at first I thought it would overtake me, until two very important people came into my life and motivated me to overcome my challenges with reading. The, the two people were my grandmother and my third grade teacher, Miss Washington. My grandmother, who dropped out of school in the sixth grade to work on the family farm in Georgia, would tell me, I'm going to find you the best tutors in Detroit to help you with your reading. And while my grandmother would be going through the yellow pages trying to find me tutor, she would spend time with me helping me with my reading. Each time she would spend helping me with my reading, before we begin, she would say, grandson, even though I only got a sixth grade education, I'm going to help you as much as possible because I believe in you and I'm not going to let you fall in between the cracks. And my third grade teacher, Miss Washington, would spend 2 hours of her day after school to help me with my challenges with reading. Also, any free time she had on the weekend, she would help me also. During this time in my life, I had very low self-esteem due to my learning disabilities with reading. To lift me up, Miss Washington would tell me, your reading challenges and IEP does not define your learning. You do. You define your own learning. It's up to you how you want to define it. With that, I made the decision to overcome this disability by spending my summers going to reading camps and reading centers in my community. Just as I was resilient and learned to persevere beyond my disability, I will use that experience to help keep my students motivated, to let them know that the world is theirs and that yes, they will face challenges, whether it's academics or social, that they have everything it takes for them to succeed if they're willing to work hard and persevere through any challenges and oppositions they may face in their life. As a reflective educator, I understand the importance of diversity, equity, sensitivity, and inclusion. With that, my role in helping my students to attend to their successes will be to get to know them on a personal basis, to understand that their strengths are in their area of challenges, to develop a plan to help them achieve their successes. As a reflective educator who is committed to diversity, equity, sensitivity, and inclusion, having this type of commitment to my students will help create a safe learning environment in my classroom. What adversity means to me as a reflective educator who stands on the morals of diversity, equity, sensitivity, and inclusion is that diversity exists when you go above and beyond being aware of differences or accepting differences to the point of actively including people who are different from you. Diversity is learning from our differences to make the whole community a better place. As a reflective classroom teacher, I'm going to ensure that I seek out professional development opportunities to bring my understanding of diversity, equity, inclusion, such that I'm able to keep my students motivated and excited about learning. I'm going to further my education as a reflective urban educator by pursuing a master's degree in educating leadership where I hope to become a principal at a urban school. To bring everything full circle, throughout my time at Wayne State University, I expressed to my college professors as well as to my family that I want to teach at an urban school. After expressing my desire to teach at an urban school, they would ask me, why do you want to teach at an urban school? As I sit and think about this question all the way through my undergrad training, my answer was never a simple one. I want to teach at an urban school both because I need a job that grows into a career and because I want to do something that really matters. When asked by my family why I would rather teach in urban schools versus suburban schools when there is more money to be made, of course, I would tell them that the kids going to those schools need more of a fighting chance than the kids in suburban schools. I grew up in an urban setting. I went to an urban school. With that, I feel like teaching in an urban environment is where I need to be teaching. Quite simply, inner city schools need people that are up for the job, and I would like to think I'm capable of handling that load. Sure, there will be challenges, and I know that I'll be teaching kids who hate school and who think it's pointless. I know I will have my work cut out for me in trying to reach those students whose point of view on education is very different than mine, but I don't care. I'm going to spend every minute, every hour of the day expressing the importance of education to them, differentiating my lessons to a point where they begin to fall in love with learning in school. Because without an education, there is no successful future.